Eles estão construindo... A história de Sumeru tá, tipo, mostrando que eles estão fazendo o escaramujo como um deus, né? Então, eventualmente, a gente vai ter que lutar contra ele, cara. Então, se pá, é na 3.2 mesmo, né? Eu acho que é na 3.2. Se a Narida vier pra 3.2, provavelmente vai vir um novo boss semanal. E o novo boss semanal provavelmente vai ser o escaramujo. Então, vai ter história do escaramujo. Nossa, essa live da 3.2 vai ser brava. Eu tô aqui esperando, o pessoal aqui dos emotes também tá esperando. Eu só vou esconder aqui, porque daí o chat deles vai misturar com vocês, né? Pra não ficar muito confuso. Olha aí, já tem... Ué, já tá ao vivo? Já começou? Eu tenho que atualizar isso daqui. Peraí. Vamos lá. Já começou, pelo visto. Deixa eu pausar a música.
We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued Lesser Lord Kusanali. We have changed Sumeru's entire political landscape.
Já começou, caraca!
Did I just see something dart by?
Tá, começamos com o rei.
Having the doctor gone benefits him as well as us.
Ter o doutor indo embora beneficia a gente e ele. Ah, incrível! A Narida... Ah, então é assim que é sair daquela jaula e andar com as minhas próprias pernas. Oi, Davi, valeu pelo sub, valeu pelos 15 meses. Fotinho! Ah! Que cute, linda! Oi, Jessie? É a Jessie! Ela é Cryo! Ela é catalisador? Ela é catalisador Cryo? Eu quero! Tá, tem o boss novo que é o...
there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave.
O boss de dentro. Quem que tá falando?
So...
Escaramujo.
You think this is over?
Então, você acha que isso acabou?
Wait.
Espere. Não. Eu não posso.
That's the secret hidden by Ermin's soul concerning the truth of this world.
Esse é o segredo que a Ermin Soul guarda sobre a verdade desse mundo. O quê? Ele já se tornou um deus?
No wonder your own people have abandoned you. God of wisdom.
Agora eu sei porque seu povo te abandonou, deusa da sabedoria. Meu Deus!
At my command, you shall fall.
Ao meu comando, você cairá.
My endless cycle begins.
O meu ciclo sem fim começa.
Nilu, are you sure about this?
Nilo, você tem
You're taking
certeza
such a
disso?
great risk for them.
Você tá tomando muito risco por eles.
I must admit that I'm a little scared.
Tenho que admitir que eu tô um pouco assustada, mas
I'll try my best for Lesser
eu vou
Lord Kusanali.
tentar meu melhor pela Lorde Menor Kusanali.
is even more radical than I imagined.
Os planos do Al-Haytham são mais radicais do que eu imaginava. Vamos mostrar pra eles que nosso grupo não deve ser... Calma, eu não tô conseguindo traduzir! Meu Deus, olha! Que... A gente vai ter que lutar contra isso! Vocês estão usando o conhecimento humano pra criar um deus. A gente vai incitar uma nova guerra dos Archons. Olha o tamanho desse bicho! Meu Deus! Olha o primeiro código. Depois da live eu entro no jogo e eu mostro pra vocês.
We've got a lot to unpack from that trailer.
Caraca, é a dubladora da Narida.
Experiencing the Sub-Zerus Festival, Samsara, and surviving our journey through the desert, we'll finally get to the riveting end of the Sumeru Archon Quest in version 3.2.
Tá, então a gente realmente vai chegar no final
the Traveler is teaming up
do
with
arco
some
de
amazing
Sumeru.
characters to face the Academia and rescue Sumeru's Archon.
A gente vai enfrentar a academia e
I'm sure the
resgatar
first thing everyone's
o
wondering
Arconte
is
de
how
Sumeru.
we're going to save the Dendro Archon.
Mas como a gente vai
for
resgatar Arconte
Naida's been
Dendro?
locked up by the doctor inside the sanctuary of Surasthana.
Ela
It's not like we
foi,
can
ela
just go
foi
walking
trancada
in
pelo
there.
doutor.
And on top of that, we're dealing with 2 of the Fatui Harbingers now.
E a gente
We've
vai
got the
ter que
Balladeer
lidar
in
com
his
2
super
dos
powerful looking
Harbingers
boss
dos
form,
Fatui.
as well as the doctor, who seems to be a real tricky one to predict. I'm not gonna lie, the traveler really has his hands full with this one.
É, parece que o viajante vai
definitely a
precisar
tricky
fazer muita
situation.
coisa.
Totally. And besides these two harbingers, we can be sure the Grand Sage will also be on his guard. But hey, with the
O
help of
grande
two
sábio
insiders
também
like
vai estar
Sino
bem
and I'll
ativo
hate them,
nessa parte,
we
eu acho.
might just have a way into the academia.
Well,
A gente
as
vai
the
entrar na
general
academia?
Mahamatra, Sino also has his own agenda. After being tracked and predicted by the academia for all these years,
Ó, o Sino
this might just
o
be
Sino
his
não tá
chance to
satisfeito
settle the
mesmo, não.
score.
Ele foi...
If
A
we're
gente
hoping
viu
to
na
truly
história,
save
né?
Sumeru,
Que
we'll
a academia
definitely need the
tava
power of the
rastreando
Central
ele
Archon to help
e ele não
us.
tá nada feliz com
I
isso.
can't wait to see how everyone's hard work and coordination plays out.
And I don't know about you guys, but besides saving Nahida, I'm also curious how we're going to save Irminsul.
Tá,
Plus,
agora
we
ele tá
still
curioso
don't
porque a
know
gente
the
vai
meaning
salvar
behind the words
Nahida,
that
mas ele quer
Greater
saber
Lord
como a gente vai
Kukudevada
salvar
left us.
Irminsul.
World, forget me.
Well, travelers will be able to personally unravel the answers to all these questions in their own journeys through
Bom.
version 3.2.
É, vai ter as
I'm
quests pra
actually kind
responder
of
todas
curious
essas
what the future
perguntas.
for Sumeru will be once they get through all of this and, well, you know,
Mas como
what
será
will
o
happen
futuro
to
de
the crew
Sumeru?
we've been working with along the way?
Yeah, same. I just hope things will work out for everyone affected by Elazar, like Dunyarzad and Kale.
Ah,
Oh,
verdade!
and we
A gente
can't
vai ver
forget
se a
the
gente vai
desert dwellers who have
conseguir
been
achar,
mistreated
tipo,
all
a
these
cura
years.
daquela doença lá
There's
da
a lot that needs
Dunyarzad,
to change
sabe?
for them, too.
Right. So be sure not to miss Chapter 5 of the Archon quest. Akasha pulses, the Kulpa flame rises. It'll be quite the ride, and I hope everyone will enjoy it.
Yeah, and of course, the end of this quest won't be the end of everyone's journey in Sumeru.
Bom, ele tá
There's
falando
still
que vai
many
ter o
puzzles
final da
and
quest,
mysteries waiting
mas
to
não
be
vai ser o
solved.
final da jornada.
Whether it's Lesser Lord
Quem é
Kusanali,
Irminsul? É
the
a árvore, é a
Doctor,
árvore
or
do
the
mundo.
Balladeer. I think there still might be lots
Do
of
mundo não, de
unexpected
Sumeru, isso,
things
desculpe.
waiting to be uncovered.
Yes, it's gonna be awesome.
Okay, so now that we've talked about some of the storyline, maybe we can talk about that massive mechanical-looking puppet we've seen.
Agora eles vão
That's
falar do
the
boss
god that
semanal.
the academia has been creating.
That's right. And now that you mentioned it, let's talk about the Balladeer boss battle.
Mano, olha esse bicho, que
This boss looks
legal!
tough. The Doctor must have put a lot of his energy into this.
Yeah, the Balladeer has lots of strong and awesome looking abilities, so why don't we start by checking out some gameplay from the new boss battle?
Tá, eles vão mostrar um pouco de
good.
gameplay.
Woo!
Olha aí. Essa deve ser tipo uma cena de transição da luta, né? Ou a cena de início da luta. Meu, ele faz a Gainax Pose! Ah! Vai ter um pet novo! Olha isso! Que bonitinho! Eu quero, olha esse pet! Agora deve ser a segunda fase. Ah! Que isso? Parece a ult do Gilgamesh de Fate, cara. Pois é, olha essa música! Tá, esse pet tá acumulando alguma coisa. Vai ter alguma mecânica com esse pet, olha isso. Ele tá acumulando algo. E ele tá tirando também!
Oh, wow. Just look at the size of it. Pretty sure this boss is gonna push travelers to the limit.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, that thing
Será que a
is
gente vai ter um pet que
huge.
ataca?
And come to think of it, this is like the third Fatui Harbinger boss battle we've had. They really keep stepping up the art and design every time. It's so awesome.
Yeah,
It's so cool.
this is an ultra powerful puppet we're going up
Tá
against here.
explicando, tá?
So we're
Eles só
talking
estão
huge
admirando.
attacks and epic moves. Let's break it down a bit. In the first phase
Tá,
of the
na
battle,
primeira
the
fase,
Balladeer will use his massive arms to attack everyone.
Ele vai atacar com os
The arms are
braços.
capable of utilizing different elemental
Ele usa
powers,
diferentes
and there are
elementos
several types of abilities,
e tem vários tipos de
including attacks that
habilidades,
create fields of
incluindo
burning or freezing effects on the ground.
ataques que dão
Oh,
freeze
you know what?
e
This fight
queimadura
kind of reminds
no
me of when
chão.
we fight ruin guards. I think we'll have to come up with a way to paralyze it.
A gente...
Right. And you might have
Sino falou
noticed
que-
there are some arcane formations on the ground, so activating those might
Formações
trigger some
arcanas no
interesting
chão.
effects.
And
Então
I bet
dá
a
pra
lot of
ativar
people
coisa no
wondering
chão.
what that thing is floating next to us.
Aí agora eu tô
Not gonna
falando do
lie,
pet.
He's kind of cute. Oh, maybe it's a Paimon reskin.
O Sino falou que provavelmente a gente vai ter que
Sorry, but
paralisar ele pra
Not
essa
only is
fase.
it super cute, but it's also super powerful.
Falou que o pet é fofo, mas também é muito poderoso. A gente tem que pegar essas energias e usar as skills pra counterar o boss.
Yeah, that's definitely not Paimon.
Não é Paimon, não é a Paimon.
Once the balladeer has transformed into this massive form, our usual attacks won't deal any tangible damage
tem essa segunda fase e nossos ataques não vão dar dano. Então a gente vai ter que dar dano com esse bichinho mesmo. A gente vai ter que mirar.
Oh, I guess that little thing would be so important against a boss the size of the balladeer.
I know, right? They also use some amazing special effects for all of the balladeer's moves.
E tem efeitos especiais para todos os movimentos dele.
The spacey special effects of his skills
Gurren Lagann?
really kind of remind me of the Raiden Shogun skills.
Não, Gurren Lagann, mano.
Right.
Falou que as skills dele lembram as da Shogun.
To check out this new boss fight. I'm so hyped.
Yeah.
So now that we've covered the new boss battle, I think it's time to introduce the first of our new playable characters coming in version 3.2.
Ela vai vir na 3.2.
Lesser Lord Kusanali,
aka Drake, salve, tudo bom?
Yay!
Yay!
After everything we've experienced in the story so far, I think Nahida's already like a good friend to us. It's seriously so crazy what we've been through.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear you say that, Zach. Okay, so throughout our journey, maybe everyone's already noticed some of the unique, let's call it that, unique metaphors that Nahida likes to use.
Tá, ela falou que a Nahida usa metáforas únicas durante a jornada.
Sometimes she'll use really childlike language to describe some
e às
deep
vezes
or profound
ela
idea.
usa uma linguagem até infantil para retratar o que ela pensa.
She was born. To her, all the knowledge that she has in her mind is like pieces of scenery that she's never seen with her own eyes.
Pra ela, todo o conhecimento que ela tem na cabeça dela é conhecimento que ela não viu com os próprios olhos, né? Porque trancaram ela durante muitos anos.
I'm sure everything will work out sooner or later.
If travelers would like to spend more time with Nahida, then be sure to check out Nahida's story quest,
Vai ter a quest de história dela.
The quest will be available upon completing the Sumeru Archon quest.
E aí,
so be sure to check out the quest
vai estar disponível só depois de completar a quest de Sumeru.
But I want to see Nahida in battle. What you got for us, Kimberly?
Agora vamos mostrar as skills dela, eu acho.
But before we get to that, let's have a quick peek at Nahida in action.
What they say is true. You have to see the world for yourself to appreciate how beautiful it is.
Ai, que bonitinha! Esse é o ataque normal dela.
Grow.
O quê? Ela tira foto.
Temple of Wisdom.
Nossa, essa ult tá muito linda. Eu acho que o E dela tira foto e daí ela usa uma ult que deve fazer alguma coisa ali dentro. A ult dela vai matar meu PC. She's so cute.
Look at her.
Ela é tão fofa.
Aw, little Nahida is so cute. I love how she hops around when she's fighting.
Eu também. Ela fica saltitando enquanto ela...
What's that skill that looks like she's using a viewfinder
enquanto
or
ela
something?
luta.
That seems pretty different.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with her viewfinder-ish kind of skill, which is actually her elemental skill. As a catalyst user, Nahida's combat style is pretty unique.
Catalisador.
You may cast her elemental skill by tapping the skill button, or you may hold the button to enter an aiming mode.
O E dela você pode usar instantaneamente ou você segura pra mirar.
After you trigger elemental
E aí você
reactions on
marca os
opponents who are
bichos.
linked, and when they take damage from dendro cores, Nahida will unleash Tri-Karma Purification, dealing dendro damage.
Tá, então, tipo assim, os bichos marcados, quando eles recebem alguma reação elemental,
Outside of combat, Nahida
a
can use
Nahida
her
dá dano de
elemental
dentro.
skill and enter the aiming mode we just mentioned to interact with certain harvestable items.
Ela
allowing her to
consegue-
collect items directly
Ela
to the
consegue
inventory from
coletar
a
tirando
distance.
foto.
Whoa, wait. Being able to harvest materials like that is gonna be so cool.
Imagina, tipo,
That'll really save us
do
some
outro
time.
lado do penhasco, ela consegue
This
tirar
skill
foto.
may
Ou então,
also have
tipo,
some additional uses,
sabe
so travelers will
os
have to give it a
materiais
try
pra ela
themselves and see.
que ficam tipo, grudados na parede. Você não vai ter que escalar mais, é só tirar foto.
Upon unleashing her burst, Nahida manifests the Court of Dreams, expanding a
Tá, a
special
ult...
field.
That's pretty amazing. The effect really does look like some royal court or palace.
Yeah. Different effects will be produced based on whether there are pyro, electro,
Tem
and
efeitos
hydro
diferentes
characters in the party. While Nahida's within the
dependendo dos
special
elementos
field,
no seu
a pyro
grupo.
member in the party will increase the damage of Tri-Karma Purification.
Um membro pyro aumenta o dano.
Decrease the intervals at which trikarma purification is triggered.
Como
and
é?
a hydro party member will cause the duration of the field to be increased.
Então um personagem hydro aumenta a duração e um personagem electro acho que aumenta o efeito.
This is blowing my mind right now. We'll really have to focus on
Então,
which
tipo,
effects
a
we
ult
want to
dela
achieve.
depende muito do que os personagens dentro do grupo fazem.
Right?
O elemento
A key
deles.
thing to remember is that these effects can be triggered while Nahida is not on the battlefield.
E eles podem
as long
ser
as the active
ativados
character
enquanto ela
remains in
não
the
tá
special
no
field radius.
campo.
Nice. Also, in addition to Nahida, we have one other character joining us in version 3.2.
A Layla!
That's right.
Tá.
She's a very
Personagem nova.
peculiar academia student.
Será que ela vai
Her
vir
name is
junto com a
Layla.
Nahida?
Most
Nossa,
days,
por
she
favor!
looks super tired and anxious, which seems to be a direct result of her relentless
amor de
struggle with
Deus.
her studies.
Venha junto com a Nahida.
And not only is she
Vamos ver o
frail
que ela-
and anxious looking, but
Vamos
she
ver o
also
que ela vai
studies
ver.
astrology.
Vai fazer.
So it's no wonder people around her might consider her a little strange and mysterious. And even though she's always groaning about her studies, most of Layla's research work is actually fine overall. It's just her lack of confidence that's really holding her back. And that's when her unusual ability comes into play.
And her ability is sleepwalking.
Ué, a habilidade dela é
While she
sonambulismo.
is sleeping, Layla unleashes her true self,
Enquanto ela tá
allowing
dormindo,
her to regain the
ela
confidence
libera
she needs
o verdadeiro
and
eu
activate
dela.
the talents and strengths she's had all along.
Quê?
As soon as she starts sleepwalking, her unfinished papers no longer seem like the monumental tasks they were, and she completes them in no time.
Caraca, tipo,
This is
ela tem muito
definitely
trabalho pra
something only
fazer.
Layla
Daí
can do.
quando ela
Our viewers
dorme,
should
ela
try
faz
to
o
do
trabalho
this with their
todo
own homework.
sem dificuldade nenhuma.
But does Layla have any idea what
Skill
happens when
dormir,
she's
exatamente.
sleepwalking? I mean, does she
É
know
uma
that
estudante
she
sempre
has this
cansada, é
ability?
tipo isso.
She seems to be aware of it.
É o
The papers
Zenitsu.
are obviously full of her handwriting, after all. But there have been some weird instances. For example, once during crunch time while researching, she sleepwalked and climbed the wall of Sawmill, and then
Eles
randomly
falaram
bumped
que
into Candace. Such weird occurrences have made
ela
her
já,
start to
ela
wonder
já
what's
escalou
really
uma
going on.
parede enquanto ela tava sonâmbula.
And aside from her sleepwalking, just like any other student, Layla has many typical things that she hopes to achieve, as well as some regrets.
Ela
She
falou
wants to
tipo
be able
assim,
to make friends
igual
and
qualquer
go
estudioso,
out, have fun.
a Layla, além do
But it seems like
sonambulismo, ela
she'll
tem
never be
muitas
able to do
outras...
any of that
é,
until she
ela
graduates.
tem muitas outras ambições pro futuro.
And actually,
Igual
I'm
qualquer
guessing
outro
that she
estudante,
uses
né?
her sleepwalking abilities in combat too, right?
Ela usa,
You bet.
ela usa
Let's have a look at
sonambulismo
Layla in
no
combat.
combate. Vamos ver ela no combate.
Even when we're not looking up at the stars, they're always there.
Nossa, olha a cara de sono dela.
Watching us.
Cara, ela é linda. Tomara que venha com a Nahida. Nossa, por favor. Ela dormiu. Ela faz um escudo, pelo visto. Ela é de espada.
Shine for me.
Caraca, ela é maravilhosa. A ult dela parece da Ganyu.
It almost looks like she's sleeping while being protected by the shield.
This
Pois é,
shield not
tem
only
um
protects
escudo.
Layla, but also creates night stars while it is active.
Ah, o escudo
When a
faz
character protected
estrelinhas.
by the shield uses an elemental
E
skill,
quando
more
o
night stars will
personagem
be
usa
created.
o E,
Once 4 night
mais
stars have been
estrelinhas
accumulated,
são
they will
criadas.
transform into homing shooting
E aí
stars, dealing
eles
damage
dão
to
dano.
any opponent's hit.
Ooh.
Night
eles dão
stars.
dano.
I love how her skills have a starry theme. It ties into
Tão
her
bonito.
studies.
Yeah,
Ela
throughout
pode
the
acumular
skill's
até 4
duration,
estrelinhas.
each time a night star
É
is
tipo,
accumulated,
saiu
the shield
cansada.
strength will increase. This effect can stack up to a maximum of 4 times.
É, pode estacar até
Uou.
4 vezes.
Layla's elemental
E aí
burst
a
unleashes a
ult
dream
dela...
sphere that constantly fires starlight
Pera,
slugs at opponents
a ult
within
dela
its AoE,
é mirada,
while also
olha.
generating night stars for Layla's shield.
Olha.
As a talented
E gera
Rotala
as estrelinhas pro escudo
Layla
dela
also
também.
comes in handy when crafting.
Olha lá ela
When
dormindo e
Layla
fazendo
crafts
as coisas
character
dela.
talent materials, she has a set chance to receive double the product.
Ela tem
Anyway,
chance de
when
receber
can
o dobro
travelers
do
expect
produto
to see these new characters
quando ela
available
crafta as
in-game?
coisas.
Great question.
Primeiro banner,
That
Nahida e
brings us to
Yoimiya.
our new event wishes.
Nossa!
In the early part of version 3.2, Nahida and Yoimiya will be available.
Nahida e
In the later
Yoimiya.
part of the version, We'll be seeing rerun event wishes for Yaimiko and Tartaglia, and Layla will become available for the first time. Also, a new 5-star weapon, 1,000 Floating Dreams, will be appearing in the new
tadinha
weapon
da
event
Yoimiya, é
wish.
verdade, cara.
Oh,
A
nice.
Yoimiya só vem com personagem Arconte ou coisa assim,
to
cara.
participate in Sumeru's Beast Tamer tournament. But before we get into that, I think it's time for us to take another break. We'll be back with the latest info on events coming
Olha, o segundo
in the
código
version
tá vindo,
update.
hein? O segundo código tá
I
vindo.
know what you're
Eu acho.
thinking. It's time for redemption code.
É.
You guys get
Segundo
it?
código.
Sigh.
Boo.
I know.
Boo?
Alright, that's enough.
Boo. Meu Deus. Mas por mim, ela vinha na segunda parte do
Welcome back to the
banner, viu?
version 3.2 special
A gente vai
program,
ganhar uma
everyone.
Dory. A gente vai ganhar uma
Next,
Dory
we'll
no
take a look
evento.
at some of the new events for the coming update.
Novo evento.
An amazing fungus competition is about to begin in the
Competição de
lands of
fungo?
Sumeru. Not only has it attracted local competitors from Sumeru, but also spectators from other nations.
Competição de fungo.
Fungus competition? How does that even work?
Como
Aren't
funciona
fungi dangerous?
competição de
They're always
fungo?
attacking us in the wild.
I know it sounds a little weird, but you'll love it.
Tá.
In this contest, participants will use a special gadget called a Wisdom Orb
Tá,
to
a gente vai
catch and
ganhar
train their fungi
item.
and participate in battle
E a gente vai
events.
capturar
Although
fungos.
the fungi often pose as
Pokémon!
little
É
troublemakers for us
Pokémon!
in the wild, using this gadget will allow travelers to establish a certain level of
É
communication.
Pokémon!
Okay, so if I catch and train a Jade Plume Terror Shroom, then I should be pretty much unstoppable, right?
Tá.
Oh,
É
no,
basicamente
that
isso.
wouldn't
A gente
be fair.
captura os fungos e
In
a gente
this
vai usar
event,
eles nas
travelers
batalhas.
will be able to sneak up on fungi in some certain areas to catch
Jogou a
them.
Pokébola!
Unfortunately, the Jade Plume Terror Shroom is not one of those areas, Kimberly.
A Nahida falou, tá, eu vou pegar o fungo que é aquele boss do galinha, sabe? Que ele é um
After
fungo
catching
também.
different kinds of fungi,
Aí, olha.
you can follow Paimon's suggestion and give them cute names.
A gente pode dar nome pra eles.
You will have to train your fungi.
Mas a gente tem que
That
treinar
sounds fun.
eles.
Travelers will have to use special floral jelly ingredients to mix and
A gente
form
vai precisar
blends
de uns
that your
ingredientes
fungi enjoy and unlock
pra
their
fazer
true
comidinha pra
potential.
eles.
While mixing ingredients,
Com geleias?
use copy, switch,
geleia?
and rotate functions, and place a preset
Agora tem
formula you have
aquele
in the
Candy
corresponding
Crush.
spot.
Agora é tipo um Candy
It's
Crush,
kinda
olha.
like jelly. I bet Paimon's gonna be all over that.
Ah, que legal, tipo puzzle.
Well, I can tell why you didn't book that role.
And with all these different kinds of fungi,
Tá, aí você
they should
alimenta o
have different
Pokémon.
abilities, right?
E eles têm
to
diferentes
work on their
habilidades.
abilities, we'll use something called the Special Training Mode.
Aí você
In
pode
this mode,
usar
there will
o
be
treinamento
two challenge
especial.
types, coordinated assaults and zone defense.
Tá.
Travelers will be
Ah,
able
não, vai
to
ser um
command
Tower
their fungi's
Defense.
abilities, have them coordinate their attacks
Peraí,
against a
como é que
single
é?
target, and control them
É
to
tipo-
defend the ley line monolith.
É tipo um Tower
they're so
Defense,
cute.
mais ou
This
menos.
is gonna be so much fun. I can't wait.
Aí você usa
Yeah,
os
me
fungos
neither.
ali, olha, pra
As for
defender o
the
monolito.
rewards, in addition
Eu
to
acho que é só
primogems and
evento.
various materials, once travelers have reached a certain phase of the event, they will also be able to summon the great and almighty merchant, Dory.
É, aí a gente vai ganhar uma
Layla
Dory.
will be appearing in the event storyline, as well
Ela
as a
vai
familiar
tá...
visitor
A
from
Layla.
another nation.
A Layla vai estar na quest
Any
de
idea
história do
who it could
evento.
be?
Supposedly a
Ah, então...
fungi.
Eu também não sei, Adriano.
Okay, I see what
Se
you
você não
did
quer
there.
nenhum
I
dos
respect
5
it.
estrelas,
Let's
guarda
leave
tudo pra
that
quando a
for
Layla vier,
travelers
tipo,
to
em outro
discover
banner que
themselves
você
in the
queira.
event.
Come on, guys, fungi.
Okay, next up we have a change of pace with an all-new trials
Eu não
event.
sei, se pai
For
volta a
this
ser
event,
21 dias
travelers will have
por
to
banner,
use
não tenho
characters'
certeza.
special abilities to complete specific objectives.
Tá,
For example,
tem que-
you may have to knock slimes into the goal by triggering an overloaded
futebol
reaction
de
with Yen
slime!
phase and Cleese attacks.
É um futebol
or
de
use
slime!
Galon's elemental skill to move quickly and dodge giant pinballs.
É o futebol
Here's
de
some
slime!
others. Use
Tá,
Xiao's
vai
plunging
ter esse
attack
outro
to send
evento
platforms
que a gente
back
vai
to
ter
the
que
ground,
usar as
or
habilidades dos
use Veto's
personagens.
elemental skill to hit the ball.
Ó,
This sounds
Pra
like some pretty
jogar.
unusual training.
que legal!
Yeah, and to make things even more interesting, this event will support co-op gameplay.
Nossa, eles fizeram um monte de
Oh.
mecânica nova.
This sounds like it'll be a lot
Sim,
of
um monte
fun
de
to
evento
watch.
legal.
But what about objectives for characters that maybe we haven't unlocked yet?
No worries, we got you covered. All the corresponding characters will be provided as trial characters in the challenges.
Ah, todos os personagens
In addition to these events,
a gente vai poder
version
usar.
3.2 will also
Aí vai ter
feature an event for our
o boss
players to
novo.
put their skills to the test.
Não,
This
pera,
time,
é outro
we'll have a
evento.
new edition of the Hypostatic Symphony event.
Vai ter a adição
Nice.
do cubo
So, what changes can
dentro,
travelers
mas vai
expect
ter
this
outro
time around?
The most notable change, of course, will be the addition of the new Dendro Hypostasis.
Deixa eu beber um pouco de
That's
água,
right,
meu
the
Deus do
last
céu.
member of the Hypostasis family will be officially landing in version 3.2.
Ai, obrigada.
Besides serving as a new open-world boss, the Dendro Hypostasis will also be busy performing alongside its fellow Hypostases in the Hypostatic Symphony event.
This time around,
vai voltar
travelers will be
o
facing
evento
challenges
de
featuring the
enfrentar
Dendro,
todos os
Cryo, Pyro, and Hydrohypostases. Before each challenge, travelers may select a buff effect to use. However, as you increase the difficulty, the number of uses will decrease and the enemies will become more challenging. So it'll be super important for travelers to plan the right moment to use these effects.
Aí tem uns efeitos que a gente vai poder
What
usar.
options do we have once we run out of buffs?
Travelers will still be able to use food and potions from their inventory. If you're aiming to just collect all the Primogem rewards, then don't worry, you won't need to up the difficulty too much.
Okay, good to know.
Falou que para as recompensas não vai precisar de tanta dificuldade, mas eu acho que vai dar para fazer esse evento de multiplayer.
You may tackle the challenges together with your friends
É,
once
vai
they
dar para fazer em multiplayer.
Great, we can help each other out.
Oh yeah.
Para ajudar uns aos
Now that we've
outros.
covered the challenge event, let's take a quick look at a couple more casual events coming our way in the new
Eventos
update.
mais casuais.
First, we'll be finding inspiration for an illustrator in the Outside the Canvas, Inside the Lens event. And once again, we'll be working together with Lieben in Marvelous Merchandise.
Aí vai ter
It's also
aqueles
worth mentioning
Marvelous
here
Merchandise,
that some
sabe?
optimizations
Com
have been
Lieben.
made for the photo event this time around.
Tem evento de
Everyone will
foto.
be able to select from some preset angles and can make use of the rotate and focus functions to take better pictures.
That's great.
While you're out taking pictures, you may run into some interesting storylines along the way. So be sure not to miss Outside the Canvas, Inside the Lens.
Eles vão colocar esses pontos de fotos em lugares que provavelmente tem quests de
In
mundo.
addition to all these new events, we also have some news on system-related updates and
Tá, vai ter
optimizations.
mais coisa
I'm really excited about the
no
first
bully
of
de
these, which is
relaxar.
regarding the Serenity Pot. Starting with version 3.2, the Serenity Pot will be adding the long-awaited replication system.
Quê?
Wow, that's
Vai dar pra
super amazing.
replicar?
Yeah.
Vai
This
ter
feature
sistema
will
de
allow
réplica.
travelers to use sharing codes to bring designs from other travelers' teapots and implement them in their own.
A gente pode
Or
replicar
share their own
o
teapot
bully de
designs.
relaxar dos
I know there
outros.
may be some travelers out there who have seen
Finalmente,
some
pois é.
amazing teapot designs that they've wanted to also create themselves, but didn't have the ability or time to make it. With
Pois
this
é,
new
podia
function,
adicionar
travelers will be
espaço pro
able
bully,
to
né?
bring that creativity back to their own teapot or share their creativity with others.
A gente vai poder dividir as nossas criações, ou então a gente pode pegar das outras pessoas pra pegar alguma inspiração também, né?
Especially with me.
Mas eles não vão aumentar o
Which brings
espaço,
us
pelo
to our
visto.
final update to share with everyone. This one is regarding the game's available languages. Starting with version 3.3, which will be the update following this one, Genshin Impact will be adding Turkish and Italian to the game language
Alô?
settings.
Tem português?
So, players who'd prefer to see the game's text and UI in those languages can look
eu
forward
achei
to
que ia
that.
ter... me enganaram.
From all over the world can enjoy the game and start their own journeys through the world
Nossa,
of that.
hypei
For further
pra
details,
nada.
please check
Hypei
Genshin
pra nada,
Impact's official
caraca.
channels and keep an eye out for
Baitadíssima.
future announcements and info.
Wow, we've covered a ton of stuff.
Não!
Seriously, it's
Cadê
a
a
lot to take
dublagem
in.
em português?
For sure. So now is probably a great time for our last redemption code.
Ai, mais
Oh yeah.
Ué, já
let's go.
acabou, já? Não sei. E aí, 08,
everyone,
beleza?
I think we've covered just about everything coming our way in version 3.2.
Eu também ia.
Which
Ué,
means
acabou
we've
já?
arrived at the end of our special program.
This was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we covered a ton of stuff.
So much stuff.
Yeah. So many events too. But the most, the thing that I'm most excited about is, of course, Nahida playable character.
Nahida.
Obviously.
Nice.
Yeah, for me, it was definitely the Balladeer. Dude, it looks so insane.
Nossa, gente, nessa atualização, o que vocês mais gostaram?
Yeah,
Porque tem muita
for
coisa
me,
legal
oh my gosh,
que tá vindo.
so many things. battling the Dendro hypostasis.
Nada, Rutal, não aguento mais. Ai, mas cadê a Rutal?
Fabulous fungus frenzy.
A Layla, verdade, tem a Layla. Cara, teve história, Layla, escaramuche, eventos. O robô, pois é, o boss, tem a Narida. Mano, é muita coisa. E os eventos têm muita coisa. Eles estão trazendo muita mecânica nova, né? Foi o novo boss. Nossa, eu quero ver como tá esse novo boss. E o novo boss, com certeza, vai pra Copa Sakura. Com certeza. Aquele boss cabe no abismo. Verdade, será que... Não. Não tem boss semanal, né? Já foi. Poxa, foi muito rápido. Queria mais, cara. Queria mais. Acabou. E aí trocaram aqui a tela de offline. A caixa pulses, the Kalpa Flaming Rise.